Greetings everyone, hey, a warm welcome to you all. Thanks for joining me guys, because this is the December reading for you all. It's a great time of the year to go back and review what's happened, given it's the end of the year. It's also a really good time to make some decisions about what not to bring forward in terms of things to let go. It's a good time to also plan your intentions for the new year that is just around the corner. So for 2019 coming. It can be a really good time to also look back on the year and see the things that you have done well, or that you have achieved or set into place, and reward yourself for that, and remember to congratulate yourself on how far you may have come in certain areas of your life. And if there are other things that you want to uplift or to start or to carry on, this is a good time, as I said, to set the intentions and put the plans in place to make sure those activities happen. So I have had recent finger surgery on a sort of a node that needed to be removed, and it has made shuffling the cards a little bit difficult. So for this month we're going to do a different format. I've learned how to improvise and to connect with the, sort of psychic or intuitive realm at a different level. So the cards have already been pre-selected for you as we run through them. So it's time to also, another good perspective of the dynamics of December is a celebratory time. Now, not all of you will follow the event of Christmas. It won't mean that much to you, but it is a time, even from a non-religious perspective, of appreciating those around you, of connecting in the realm of love, of showing gratitude, peacefulness and happiness. So I do want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas as well, and may you have safe and happy, prosperous, love-filled and positive energy-filled December, Christmas and festive season. And I want to thank you all for joining the channel and subbing and liking the videos and being part of the program and the journey forward for 2019. So thank you all for that, and let's get into the readings. Much love. So hey Virgo, yes, this is your private part of the reading for December. Guys, I have chosen to use the surrender to, or rather the power of surrender cards. And I think this is a really pertinent time of the year to choose this, because as we prepare to leave 2018 behind, it's really important to drop off the things or surrender to the things that we no longer need anymore. And at the same time, this is the magic short window frame of time to put your intention into the things that you're desiring to have in your life for 2019. So there's quite a lot of timing perspectives involved towards the end of any year and the integration of the new year coming. And the more you do this work and the more you think about it and put some time aside and plan kind of how you want to go for the next year and what you don't want to take with you, the more success you have and the more you manifest. So it is worthy of spending a bit of time on it. So consequently, the surrender cards came out. Now I did shuffle these ones before I started the reading. So we will be using one of these cards and then one from the tarot deck, the Morgan Greer. They are the major arcanas and the aces only, and then one card from the Keeper of the Light deck. And again, I haven't seen these ones, they're face down and we won't know what they are until we turn them over. So let's start with the Surrender Fear card. Now, before the video I did some intuitive work and received some messages on this for you, so we will also work through that perspective. But let's read the words at the bottom. It says, let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. So quite clearly it's talking about moving forward for you into 2019. So if there is something that hasn't been resolved or hasn't had an ending in 2018, you could perhaps either try to speed that up now and formulate perhaps a different ending or a different outcome, other than what you had anticipated or hoped for, but try to bring it to its fruition and to a plausible, swift end if you can. Now sometimes this could be done with, for instance, relationships. So let's say there's been a relationship teetering on, you know, fading away, or you're deciding whether you want to keep it or move on from it, and you haven't had the right time come up or the right situation around it. Well, it might be time to make that decision now, and for once and for all put it in the box. You either want to keep it or you want to let it go. So it might be prudent to make decisions like that. It could also be thinking about things like a career. You might have pondered for the year or even longer, gosh, do I really want to keep doing this career path I'm on, or would I like to try something new? Well, it's kind of like if it hadn't had this end point to it, you can create an end point for it at the moment, I feel. It's like there's a bit of a window open. It's almost like the Magician card, as if there's an opportunity here for you to let things go, to shut the door and put them away, and move on a wheel, you know, like it's even possibly like the Wheel of Fortune or the World card feelings, you know, where we can finalize endings and learn from them at the same time. So learn and grow and then achieve new steps going forward. So some of the other messages that came through for the card were definitely to activate things for you, to really create some sort of movement and energy. So it went activate, invigorate, move, challenge, experience. And you can see that in the card, that person there is really ploughing through something. There's a lot of flame and fire in the background as well. So certainly facing your fears, you know, that saying, face the fear and do it anyhow. There could be a degree of that in it for you. If you've been putting something off because you have been too frightened to take the next step, do it. You know, take some bravery into this and really push through some boundaries, and I think you will find that there'll be this greater sense of achievement or self-satisfaction or even growth as you merge through the other side of it. Now if you look into that card in the background in this bit here, it almost looks like a planetary line, almost like the sun, but then there's these rings around it. I don't know how clear it is on the video, but it reminded me of Saturn. So then I thought to myself, well, perhaps there's something about Saturn in the year 2019 that has a reference for you guys in terms of astrological messages. So there was also something here about space, to energize yourself and fighting for what you want or believe in. He's very much in a mode of operation, of movement, of extension, of determination, and almost it does appear as if he is fighting on that card. So again, stand up for what you believe in, and don't be afraid to speak out. If you have been made to be quiet over something in the past, whether it's a personal matter or a career related matter or finances or friends or community in any way, if you feel that now might be the time to be heard, stand up and be part of all these people like the Me Too movement, for all the women on the planet that are saying, no, I'm not going to sit back any longer. I want this to be heard and I want you to understand me. So there's a whole lot in here that requires communication as well, because if we are wanting to be heard or we're wanting to challenge things other than ourselves, or to even activate or invigorate, we need to be heard to do that. So take on board that communication could be key in making these movements forward. But there's no doubt that there's a personal perspective involved here as well for you individually, and it's about this challenging the boundaries of fear, or, you know, having been too scared to make a move one way or another. Whether this has to do again with your home, your integrity values or boundaries, a personal relationship or a career situation. And of course for each of you this will probably be different, but do something about it. Don't just sit there letting it fester, you know, and letting it, it's either going to fester and cause agitation in a negative way, or it's going to die off and become stagnant, which also causes problems in a negative way. So yeah, you guys have got a real like feisty message, and it says, boom, get in there and do something, Virgo. You're not to sit back. So let's see what you have now for the tarot card. Oh, wow. I have really enjoyed doing these readings, and I've said it to some of the other signs that I've felt this intensity behind the cards and the messages. Now look, you have to just take my word for it. I have not looked at the cards that are face down because I like the surprise as much as you guys do, and I think if I knew what the cards were, it would be a little bit, you know, prefabricated. Yes, I knew what this one was because I thought we would just start with it that way, make it a little bit easier. But I didn't know what the other cards were that have their backs turned to us. Now, I said to you in the other part of the reading, it felt like the Magician in some way or another. I did just wonder if the Magician's planet was Saturn, but in fact it's aligned with Mercury. However, some of the key words for the Magician are innovative, persuasion, conscious awareness, and action. And you've been called to action and to surrender to fear. So, you know, the Magician is probably my all-time favourite card of the deck. It does bode magic in your life. But what I do tell people is there has to be action from your end to see the magic and to be able to initiate it into your life. And I use this analogy often when he turns up because it seems an easy thing for people to understand. It's like if you're waiting at the bus stop to catch the bus to go into town, for instance, and you see it coming in the distance and you think, oh great, he'll stop. But he doesn't stop unless you put your hand out to signal him, because there might be 20 different buses that pull up to the same stop. And so you just sit there waiting for him to stop, and he trundles on by and you think, oh my God, now I'm going to be late for work, or late for this interview, or late to meet this date who could be the man or the woman of my life. You see, you have to know when the Magician is around that you have to take the steps to find the magic. It's definitely there for you, and because it's such a broad card, it has all of the symbols in it. It has the coins, the swords, the cups, and the wands in it as well. So it can refer to any part of your life where this magic could occur. And you know, we saw the card underneath with the surrender any fear, and I said around any area of your life, and take the step forward, face the fear and do it anyway. And that's what the Magician is. He's also got the number 8 up here, which is like the never-ending cycle. It's also the karmic card. So this can refer to karmic situations and events taking place or unfolding, or like people who were destined to turn up in your life, even possibly return into your life. So yeah, enjoy this wonderful opportunity of the Magician, especially magical for the beginning of a new year. It's the first card of the deck and we're moving into this new year energy. So I do feel it's really pertinent for you guys that this is a message, not just for December, because I know this is the December reading, but they're telling you quite a lot about how to set the plans for yourself as you merge into 2019. So take hope and take faith and have belief that there is always magic in the air, and that things can change, especially if you've been in a situation that hasn't suited you or hasn't been positive for you in one way or another. And don't forget health here either, because you know, a lot of people on the planet don't have particularly good health at the moment for one reason or another, whether it be physical or emotional or spiritual. Well, the Magician can help to end negative health cycles as well if you do something about it. So you can see how passionate I am. It's like a message that's just banging away in the background as I'm talking. It's just going, you know, make it louder, make sure they hear this. So I think that's a really beautiful card for you guys to have received, and along with the first message underneath, surrender the fear. And plenty of the beautiful, you know, kind of orangey golden colours coming through for you to focus on as well. So that could also represent the sacral part of the body, which is kind of like through this lower part here. And that's where we get our creative power and passion. It's where we fire ourselves up. And it's where ideas come from. And it's ideas that we bring from the thought field into the physical field that turn into manifestation, that are the manifestation of our dreams. And so you have to follow step after step after step. So surrender any fear around these ideas and take hold of, of your future opportunities and set them into action. So let's see what your Keepers of the Light card is. So we'll turn this one over. And you have Lord Shiva. And we've got another, like we've got a crescent moon up here as well. So we had definitely had I talked about space for some reason. So I don't know whether it's referring to the astrological perspective for you guys for the year, and maybe you want to get an astrology report done for yourselves or focus on what the planets are doing and how they might affect you, or whether there's some other implication, that's a little bit more interesting than that. So some of you, space may be playing a role in your life one way or another. And of course, think of space as being the sky as well. So it might be a message even to look up or to look to the heavens for answers and support. So don't forget your celestial helpers as well. Now let's just see what the book has to say about Lord Shiva. I do love that sort of ecliptical looking moon on his head, and I think that the eclipses for 2019 may have a power in them that you can call upon as well. So Lord Shiva talks about transcendence. It says, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. That's beautiful, really. So let me just find what it is in the book, and I'm going to read it for you. Shiva is one of India's trinity of male god figures. He is depicted wearing a cobra around his neck, representing his capacity to tame fear. Oh my God. Guys, when the messages are so clear, these are wonderful readings to impart on you all, and for you to pick up these incredible pieces of information for yourselves. When they tie in so succinctly, they are really giving you the opportunity to find answers, and to this is preempting your movements for next year. So come back and listen to the reading a couple of times too, because this will go through for far more than just the beginning of the year or December. This is the setting of the intentions really for the whole year, and your surrender fear has just had a double message. So I'll just start again. Shiva is one of India's trinity of male god figures. He is depicted wearing a cobra around his neck, representing his capacity to tame fear or the ego, surrounded by stars. I'm sorry, I'm just as gobsmacked while I'm reading the book, because I had the message of space. So he is surrounded by stars, showing his connection to the cosmos, and holding a trident, acknowledging the three aspects of divine masculine power in India: creator, preserver, and destroyer. He is known as the destroyer because of his warrior-like energy and ability to destroy fear. He is a facet of the divine father energy and offers paternal protection, support, and guidance. He is also acknowledged as the cosmic dancer because he helps coordinate the interaction between Earth and the cosmos. He has the capacity to help us move beyond the fear of failure and into clarity and connection. Your reading is divinely illustrated. It has been handed to you from the cosmos, from the celestial people, from your white light workers. This is truly a beautiful, magnificent reading, Virgo. So the extended message is, Lord Shiva is with you right now to awaken your sense of connection to life itself. You are moving through a deep transition, and things will be clearer from this point. You will know exactly what you need to do and where you need to be. This is a powerful time as you will transcend the limitation that others have set for you. It is a time of innovation, ideas, stargazing, soul traveling and soul revealing. Shiva, the Lord of Dance, is here with his sacred sound of Om to lead the way. And then of course he ties in magically with your other card, the Magician. Oh, I'm trying to make them all at least sort of fit in here. Yeah, you know, beautiful, beautiful reading with such emphasis on possibilities and scope and regaining power. If, as I said earlier, if you've lost it, if you've felt that someone else had kept you from your power or taken it from you or drained it from you at any point, and it doesn't just have to be last year, this could be going back for some time. So yeah, I hope for all of you, you really receive a great deal of energetic transference from this reading and feel the pulse of magic from the cosmos, because I did as I was giving you the reading, believe me. So yeah, I want to finish there because it's so beautiful. I'll leave you looking at those 3 cards and for you to focus on the energy of them and know that you are all powerful and you don't need to have fear in your life, and that you will be finding the answers to your destiny, I guess, as you move forward. So all the very best wishes for a very successful 2019. But before that, a wonderful December and a very Merry Christmas, regardless of your religious faith or perspective. Because remember, it is the time of giving, of gratitude, of being connected, of sharing and caring. Much love, everyone. Namaste.